Dennis Mccann versus Ionut Baluta, 12 rounds in the super lightweight division over in the UK this Friday. Let's get into it. Let's start with Dennis Mccann. 14 wins, no losses, 8 wins by way of knockout. He's been active since he turned pro in 2019, 5 fights that year, 3 in 2020, 3 fights the year after, and 3 fights last year. This is his first fight this year. Each fight, he's been progressing in competition. He's been progressing in rounds, and he's been improving and progressing in real time inside of the ring. He's on an upward trajectory, and you're undefeated. So, he's got a nice confidence to him right now when he's feeling good about what's been going on inside of the ring and where his career is going so far. He's a southpaw that has good pop. We know how tricky southpaws can be alone, but mixing that with a good pop makes things work in his favor just a little bit more. And he seems to be a fan favorite over in the UK. Right? From those that have told me about him and shared their thoughts about him, they feel like he has the potential to be a champion down the road. Now, those was a few select people who share that information with me over in the UK. So all my UK people out there, man, let me know if you echo those same sentiments. Now, in his last fight, he probably fought his toughest competition to date in Joe Ham, and I thought he fought a very good fight. I thought that was his best fight today, actually. He's gotten much more patient over the years. Against Ham, he waited for the right openings to let his hands go and didn't force shots that weren't there, right? He waited until he was in range, right? His jab is good. He puts together good combination, has a nice sneaky uppercut that he likes to slip in. He controlled the pace and the rhythm of the fight. And you can tell in his mannerism that he was extremely confident, because as the fight went on, he was dropping his hands a lot, sometimes one hand, sometimes both hands before letting go his shots. That's a level of confidence that he seems to have right now and seems to gain as the fight goes on. In the 8th round of that fight with Ham, man, I thought he put together some beautifully timed uppercuts, right, before he let off different varieties of onslaught of shots, man. He had that nice pullback head movement, slipping with a jab or a body shot. He went to work that night, man. I was very impressed with his demeanor and what he was doing inside of the ring and how poised that he looked. He's 22 years old, still very young. He's going to continue to improve. Yeah, there's things that he's going to have to work on, but those stuff will come. Those improvements will come the more he gets into the ring, the more experience and the better opposition he's faced. But he's got a lot of upside, man. This will be a very good test for him. But so far, man, I like what I see of the young man. Now let's talk about his opponent, Ionut Baluta. 16 wins, 4 losses, 3 wins by way of knockout. Yeah, okay, we see the 3 wins by way of knockout, so we know the power isn't really jumping off the charts, right? He's coming in with the height advantage and the reach advantage, but Baluta could make this a tough night for Mccann, man, because he's got the experience against the top level guys like Michael Mccann, Liam Davies, and he's got wins over TJ Dehaney, right? And he's beaten a few up and coming prospects in the UK that have came into the ring against him with undefeated records, and they left with L's and losses on their name. So you can't always let the record fool you. This is not a light opponent for any of the young guys coming up, right? Baluta likes to bring the pressure. He doesn't have a lot of knockouts or power, but he likes to come forward nonetheless, right? He likes to let his hands go. He's a little wild at times because he throws his whole body in his shots, right? And tries to overwhelm his opponents and kind of catch them off guard. When he fought Liam Davies, Davies was having a lot of success when he was using his jab and catching him coming in with counters, but Baluta would come in, right? But at the same time, when Davies was not using his jab, he got caught with some looping shots, right? And if they did have some more steam on him, probably would have wobbled him a little bit. That if you can keep Baluta at bay and use your jab, man, you can control some of that range and kind of limit that pressure that he likes to bring forward. In his last fight, he fought Andrew Kane. who came in undefeated. And I think 9 of his 10 opponents, he was able to stop them by knockout. I think news came out after the fight that Kane broke his hand in that fight, but that was a very interesting fight. Baluta was dropped twice in the first round, if I remember correctly. But he got back up and dusted himself off and showed tremendous heart and will. Right? Not just to get back up, but to fight back, drop Kane in the 8th round and did enough to get the win. That usually doesn't happen, right? Usually when some person gets dropped, they're wobbly, they're hesitant. You get dropped again, you're definitely gonna fall back. But this wasn't the case for Baluta, man. He just kept coming forward, kept that determination and that strong will and that mindset, right? And that's a tough, dangerous opponent to face, because the only way you're going to take them out is if you completely knock them out. And this is a guy who, yeah, he's been dropped, but he's never been completely stopped before by way of knockout, right? So he has a lot of confidence and belief in him. That pressuring style isn't one to be played with, because he's got great conditioning. And if you aren't ready for it, man, it can catch you off guard and overwhelm you. He did the same thing against Brad Foster. Guys come in and kind of take him lightly, and he shows them something different. I was actually very impressed with his last performance, right? Because of the heart, determination, and the will that he showed in that fight, man. I don't think he's the most talented or skillful guy out there, but what he lacks in those areas, man, again, he makes up for it in toughness, determination, heart, and will. And those are intangible things that you don't always get to see on paper. Only when you get into the ring and your back is against the wall do those things come out. So this is going to be an interesting outcome. So who wins? I think Mccann will win the early rounds. He'll use the jab and his speed and his movement to create separation. I think he'll counter the overcommitment every time Baluta swings wild, right, and comes in too strong. He's going to be paying for those mistakes. But I think Baluta's going to come back in the second half of the fight and battle his way back. But I think Mccann is going to get it done and win this fight by decision. He's got more ways to win the fight to me, but he's going to have to work to win this fight, man, because Baluta is relentless, man. He's going to be on his hip all night. While Baluta has lost 4 fights, as I said, he's never been stopped before. Obviously, the right shot can end the fight in a second, but I'm going to go with his track record and say, you know what, this man's showing toughness, that he is durable and can last if he is in trouble. What are your thoughts on this fight? Who do you have winning this one? Let me know in the comment section below. If you would like to support the channel, there's a couple ways you can do so. You can like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you would like to support by way of donation, you can find options in the description below. Also, my Cash App handle will be on screen as well. Any amount goes towards the growth of this channel and will be greatly, greatly appreciated. We got a membership section going on the channel. I don't always get to do all of the suggested videos you guys suggest in the comment section below, but if you become a member, those suggested videos rise to the top, and I will do my best to get those done for you that week. Or if you'd like to become a member just to support the channel, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated as well. Shout out to everybody that continues to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate each of you. So with all that being said, if you've been watching the video this long, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, and we'll definitely see you next time.